Congratulations on your purchase of your P40 Warhawk Mini Series 3-channel RC 2.4 GHz airplane. This airplane has tremendous flight characteristics and nice weight to power ratio. First, let's look at the box. Open it up and see what comes inside. The first thing you'll notice is a little wire hook and two O-rings, which are actually little rubber bands that hold the wing on. Next, we have a wrench for tightening and loosening the propeller. What's nice about this kit is you get an extra propeller and an additional spinner if you're to damage yours in flight. But they're pretty hardy. They don't seem to break up too easily. Another nice feature of this kit is a tripod stand. You can assemble this, and when your plane's not in flight, it's a great place to rest your airplane or put it out for static display. The next part we want to take a look at is the wing. It is a detailed wing that has a servo installed with the two ailerons connected to one servo. The body, painted in camouflage, very smooth and attention to detail, has the receiver and motor already mounted. Transmitter is your standard 4-channel transmitter. On the right hand side we have our 450 milliamp 7.4 volt lithium polymer battery. Next to that is the balance charger, where you can adjust the charging rate from 0 to 1 amp. And we have our wall charger that'll plug into the wall, and the end connector will plug into the balance charger itself. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is unpack the foam and untangle the wire from the aileron servo. Look for any damage in shipping or any frayed wires. I don't think you'll find any, but it always pays to inspect everything. Next, you'll see that little O-ring that's attached, and later on we'll show you how we're going to pull that through the fuselage to connect the wing. Your body, when you turn it over, the canopy just comes right off. Where I'm placing my finger is where that rubber band is going to be pulled up with the hook. We'll show you later on how that happens. But the first thing we want to do is look at the receiver itself. When we look at the receiver, although it's a 6-channel receiver, we'll be using 3 channels, aileron, elevator, and we're going to use the throttle connector for the speed control. Make sure that the connectors are pressed in firmly, that they didn't come loose in shipping, and that the white wires are facing outwards, and that the orange wire of the speed control is also facing to the top. The loose wire is the one we're going to connect to the ailerons. We're going to take the wire connector from the receiver, we're going to take the wire connector from the aileron servo, and we're going to plug them together matching the white wire to white wire. We press them in firmly for a good connection, verifying the white to white. The next procedure we're going to look at is how to put the wires inside the receiver. If you notice, what I've done here is when the plane's upside down, the wires are pushed on the right hand side of the aircraft. This gives you more room for putting the wing on and allows the aileron servo to move freely without getting tangled in any of the wires. There's a lot of room. You shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Now this is a little tricky, but it's very easy to do. You're going to make sure your wires are placed inside the fuselage. You're going to take your wing, and there's 2 pin connectors in the front. You're going to firmly press the wing together, turn it over and verify that the wing saddle and the fuselage seat together. And then what we're going to do is take our little hook. We're going to put it down inside, and you'll be able to see that little rubber band O-ring. We're going to grab it with the little hook, and we're just going to pull it straight on up and around that hook. You'll notice that this is a very easy process to do. Again, you're just going to slide it around the hook, lift it up, and that's how you'll disconnect the rubber band holding the wing on. It makes a firm grip. We have done some high-speed dives and aileron rolls, loops, and that wing stays on nice and tight. Again, we just want to verify that the wing saddle is on properly and the wing is firmly connected in the back and the front. Now let's take a look at how to get this thing running. First off, always verify that your throttle is all the way down. Secondly, turn your transmitter on. Make sure the throttle is completely down. Take your battery, and we're going to slide it in the front of the canopy, right where the battery is going to seat. We'll push it in all the way. And next, we're going to take these 2 connectors. But before connecting them, you want to make sure that red goes to red and black goes to black. When you get that lined up, go ahead and push the connector in, and then you'll hear 3 little beeps from the airplane itself, letting you know that it's talking to the speed controller and the receiver itself. Now we have our elevator working up and down. We move the stick to the left and the right for the aileron movement. We verify the ailerons are properly working. And we don't touch the throttle until we make sure our hands are out of the way, the prop isn't near anything. We slowly bring the throttle up and verify that the speed controller is working. Bring the throttle back down again, and now we have completed the battery installation. But there's another process we must follow. To shut the aircraft off, always remove the battery first. So we're going to remove the battery, disconnect it, pull the connector apart, remove it from the cockpit, and once it's out of the aircraft, then we can shut the transmitter off. This is for our safety, to make sure nothing happens. Here's a close-up of what the wires look like when they're pushed together so that the canopy will fit on properly. As long as you push the wires forward with the battery in the front, the canopy will slide right on top without any trouble whatsoever. And those permanent magnets hold it on really nice and tight. So let's take a look at what this thing looks like. Here we go. We got our elevator up and down. We have our ailerons to the left and to the right. Now we'll slowly bring our throttle up. And our throttle is moving. I would not advise moving that throttle much more than just a 1/16 of an inch while it's on its stand. Otherwise it'll fly right off. So be very cautious of that. Shut your power down, and your plane is really ready to fly. Now let's talk about charging that battery. The first thing we need to do is take the wall charger and plug it into the balance charger. Then we're going to take the white connector and we're going to plug it into the side of the balance charger. We're going to then adjust the knob for about halfway and then plug it into the wall for about 3 to 4 hours, depending upon how long it takes for the initial charge. You're done.